Well, that was an interesting morning. I hung around because we had a guest in the hotel. I knolled him, and he was going to come on, but I guess in waiting his turn, he wanted to go and see Lewis, so he escaped through the front door. So I've come back to say a good morning, and I came across a little video, and I don't really know what it's all about. But I think that what we'll do is we'll play it and hope that it is something that we'll see the morning through. Here it goes. 1970 to 1989, not so long ago. Unless we forget, I spent from 1975 to 1990 in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. So I was very much a part of the action and the scene there. And lest we forget, and may it never happen again, I still got family there. There is every bright hope that the Troubles, as they were known, won't return, despite a few hard men, a few hotheads. And that it will develop into the beautiful, lovely country that it was in the past and can be in the future. When I was talking to the two Bs, the two barristers, on Monday morning, we were talking about Northern Ireland, and I said to them, in County Down, in the mountains of Mourne, where they sweep down to the sea, as the song says, to narrow water, which divides the Republic from Northern Ireland. They are known as the kindly people of Mourne. And when you drive through these little crofted cottages, you drive past them, and they wave, and they make you feel so very welcome. the kindly people are mourn. And yet we had those troubles for almost 15 years. Sad and tragic. May it never happen again. Right, that wasn't the one that I was going to actually play you, and the one. Let's try this and see if it's any different. Because it's the one that I didn't know. I have no idea what's in it, so it makes it exciting.
Well, good morning. Right, first of all, the croaky voice. I think that's because of Parkinson's. I don't think I've got the virus. Not yet, anyway. Clear eyes. It's a grin on my face still, and sleeping well. And may that continue for a long time. But from the south coast, or at least Lewis, not very far from the south coast, about 5 miles inland, perhaps I could say that there is a lot of activity out in our town this morning, and I suspect that people still haven't quite understood the severity of the attack of this virus. But that's true across the country. But there are some areas that we know nothing about, and so our team, for the moment, have just made a few comments. One from the west coast of Canada, Rupert Lloyd-Thomas, our Tom Paine specialist, Paul Miles, and of course our lovely journalist, Rosie Hayes. Same name, no relation, I'm happy to say. I can flirt with her. So here's our take, and we'll try to do takes throughout the day on the coronavirus as we're seeing it at Mirador Television. Doodle pip.
Good afternoon on this lovely sunny day. The weather is beautiful. Spring is on its way. Unfortunately, we live in tough times right now. All sorts of new things are being asked from us to do. Mainly just one, to stay at home. However, that entails for us to stop doing so many things that we used to do. It is safer at home, but then you have to think about the mental health of your own, of the children. I've kept my children at home since Tuesday. Yes, I know, they said it's safe for them to go to school. They said they don't get seriously ill from this virus. However, those children could be carriers, and they could bring it home. They could bring it home to their parents or the grandparents. if they live in the same household. For this reason, I agree with the schools being closed. It is very hard to stop millions of people from doing what they've always done. However, the alternative is way worse. There should be a happy medium somewhere. That's what we try to find. Nobody knows. How long should we stay at home for? They said, if we're being optimistic, this will be over in June. But with more and more people going outside, there's more of a chance for this all to not be over in June. Then what do? There are reports now that all non-essential businesses will be closed and will be on lockdown. It won't be easy, but it's something that we should try and do together in the best possible way we can. I wish you all the best and stay safe. Until next time, bye-bye.
Hi, Paul Miles from Lewes in Sussex for Mirador TV. Just a quick update for the coronavirus problem here in the UK, in Lewes in Sussex. Kathy and I aren't quite in, my wife, aren't quite in the vulnerable group, but we're nearing 70, so we're taking serious precautions. Mainly, really, to stop the spread of the virus. I've just watched a film from a professor who explains that it's the infection rate is much higher than ordinary flu, seasonal flu, which has an infection rate of 1.2. This coronavirus has an infection rate of 3, which if you do the maths on that, it exponentially gets huge quickly, the amount of people that get infected with this, and the amount of serious cases that come out of that mass number is enough to really stress our NHS system, which can't, hope to carry the amount of slack to cope with the amount of serious illness that comes out of that. So if you stop it, a bit like a bushfire, if you create a clear space that the fire can't jump it, like the virus can't communicate, then it really reduces the number quickly as well, because it's got such a higher spread rate that if you take the vector, us, out of the equation, so we can't spread it and we can't pick it up, then as quick as the numbers grow, it channels the numbers down very, very quickly as well. So we are taking this advice, Kathy and I. We stay at home. If we go out shopping, we keep our distance. We go out shopping as little as possible, whilst trying, not to buy too much when we go, so we don't stress that system. It's a bit of a balancing act, this, but if we all can understand it properly, then the chances are the Western world can cope with it better. The problem with it, this is at variance with the Western world's idea of freedom, of personal freedom. We're not a totalitarian state, whereas these controls work better in a totalitarian state, as we can see in various parts of the world. We're not used to that, so we've got to relearn quickly here to deal with this. This is nature having its way, if you like. It doesn't care about our sense of freedom or the way we like to live. nature doesn't worry about that. It just gets on with the business of being nature. So we have to really take this into account. We have to think about this and look after ourselves and everyone else, and learn a few lessons along the way, I think. So that's it. Paul Miles from Mirador TV. Just a short message about what it's like here. Life is bearable for us. We're a little bit older. We didn't go out quite so much anyway. We tended to go to walks on our own anyway. So, you know, I have to say, I'm getting on with writing and doing the things that I like doing. So we're okay. But you all look after yourselves out there. Thank you. This is Paul Miles signing off. Bye bye.
Here we are in Sydney on a Sunday morning. We're down at Thrifty Foods supermarket, which, as you can see, has got modified opening hours and restricted access during the coronavirus crisis. Folk are queuing up outside here on Sunday morning. This is the 22nd of March 2020. Folk are coming and going. Life goes on sort of fairly much as normal. Little bit more regimented than you would normally expect, but much the same as ever. Folks rushing to the shops. Looking down the street, not much traffic about. Pretty quiet compared with what you'd usually expect. I'm motoring down here on Beacon Avenue in Sydney, British Columbia. Hardly any traffic about at all. I'm wondering if a coffee shop is open here in town, and I think it might be, looking down to the right here. Open sign on the window there, so I guess folk are getting their coffee. But generally speaking, things are pretty quiet and damped down here in Sydney. Turning off to head home, Rupert Lloyd Thomas for Mirador Television.
For the benefit of our viewers across the Atlantic, I think it better to explain that Scotland has quite a separate legal basis than England. Therefore, it has been impossible at present for Scotland to order pubs and bars to shut, and reports are that some are staying open in spite of the risk. The Scottish Parliament is planning legislation to enforce pubs and bars in that country to close, and I will let you know when I hear that it's happened. There's an interesting point in the purchase of property in Scotland. The moment you say to someone, "I accept that price," you have a deal. There is no exchange of contract in the sense that we use it in England. Thank you.
Well, there are a few thoughts from some of our correspondents, ranging from a mother, 2 children, family, to try to decide what is right to keep them safe, to an expat living on the west coast of Canada and viewing it from his point of view, down to the anomalies of English and Scottish law and how that may affect the life of people in this United Kingdom. We've got more correspondence coming up. let's let you digest these 3 for the moment, and then more thoughts a little later in the day. Till then, Keith Hayes, Toodle Pip.
Well, that was the thoughts that we had from Mirador during the height of the COVID crisis, and perhaps a little retrospect. Perhaps it doesn't hurt to remember how we felt at that particular time. Okay, that's it for this morning. I'm delighted that you could be with us. We are now going to say a Toodle Pip proper, and we will be with you again tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is Thursday, and we will have Liza Page along, feisty as ever, as controversial as ever, and as intriguing as ever. Till then, let's say farewell and goodbye, I guess. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.